Hey friends, so today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful, delicious, tasty, crispy, crunchy, it's amazing, arancini. Let's cook. So on the previous recipe, I showed you how to make a risotto with arancini in mind. Now I've got my risotto here, I let it cool overnight. It's really, really thick, it's soaked up all that moisture. It's gonna be absolutely perfect for making our balls for arancini. If you've not yet watched that video, I'd really suggest that you go watch that video first. It's the perfect way to make risotto with arancini in mind so that you can make some fantastic arancini and they stay together. They're gonna be really, really tasty. So if you wanna go over, watch that one first. But apart from that, I'm gonna show you how I make it. So here we've just got some plain flour. Here you can use any plant milk you like. I'm using cashew milk today, but use whichever one you want, soy, hemp, rice, whatever. And here you can either use panko breadcrumbs, or here I've actually just taken some sourdough that I had that had gone stale, and I've just blended that up in some little breadcrumbs. What I'm also gonna do is I'm also gonna take a big pinch of salt. I'm gonna add it to our breadcrumbs and mix that in. It's gonna make sure that the outside of the arancini is really, really it's got a nice salty taste. So you're gonna get that crunch, you're gonna get the saltiness. It's gonna really hit you as soon as you start taking a bite into the ball, which is fantastic. So what you wanna do first is add some heat to the pan. So in there, I've got some olive oil. I've put just about enough olive oil in there that when we put our arancini in, it's gonna cover it just above the arancini, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want for frying. So what we're gonna do is, this is a tablespoon measurement. I like to use this just to get a scoop like so. So what are you looking for? When I use a tablespoon measurement like this, you're looking for it to come above the tablespoon measurement as much as it is below. So it's like a nice little ball. And that's gonna mean that you've got roughly like a golf ball size. So we're just gonna make that into a ball. That's it. Don't be afraid to press it together quite firmly. And then you just wanna gently mold the outsides into a ball shape. And that's what you end up with. Don't go any bigger than that, because what you're gonna do, you're gonna end up burning the outside before any of the middle's cooked. So that's the perfect size for these. So just continue, make as many balls as you can from your mixture, and then I'm just gonna place them on the side here. Okay, so I've rolled 6 out here just to show you how it's done. I reckon I'm gonna get maybe 18 out of our batch here. So what you can do now is take your ball of risotto and you're gonna roll it in just some plain flour. So roll it in the plain flour until it's completely coated like so. There we go. And then you're just gonna dip it in the plant milk to make sure it's completely coated, and that's gonna give you this really sticky consistency on the outside. What I like to do is I'll roll it in the flour again. And there we go. Really roll it in that flour. I just like to really make sure it's completely coated all over, no spots whatsoever. And then back into the plant milk, super sticky consistency on the outside. Now it's nice and thick, and then into our breadcrumbs. So you just want to roll it in those breadcrumbs and get a really nice thick coating. Fantastic. Right, so you just want to continue that process with all the rest of them. And then what I would suggest is, if you're going to shallow fry them, I would put them on a tray and put them on in the fridge for a couple of hours before you shallow fry them, because when you shallow fry them, it requires you to do more movement. You're gonna need to move it around and roll it and cook it evenly on all the sides. Yet, if you're gonna deep fry them like I'm gonna do here, I wouldn't worry about that. I'd just coat them like I'm doing now. I'd put them on the tray, and then we're gonna deep fry them, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. So by now, because I put the oil on at the start, it's definitely gonna be hot enough. But if you've just put your oil on, just a nice way to check, get some of the breadcrumbs, and you wanna hear for that sizzle. You can see them sizzling away. That's definitely hot enough. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take one of our breaded arancini like so, onto a spoon, and you're just gonna gently lower it into the oil. Beautiful. You wanna make sure you put it onto a spoon to lower it in, just because you don't want to drop it in and splash, because it's really hot oil. it's not gonna be nice. So you're gonna let them bubble away until the outside of them is golden brown. They're completely coated in the oil, so it should be really, really even. But yeah, this is gonna be, it's gonna take about a minute max. You don't wanna put them in for much longer than that. Okay, so let's take a look to check. They're going nice and golden brown. I'm gonna leave that in for a tiny bit longer. I just prefer it a little bit more golden than that. While they're frying away, I suggest you take a dish like this with a couple of pieces of paper towel in it and just pop that to the side of them. So that when you get them out, you can pop them straight on the paper towel, soak up a little bit of that oil. Okay, they're looking perfect now. Let's just fish one of them out. That is exactly what you want. That is perfectly golden brown. That's gonna be nice and crispy. Oh, it's making my mouth water just looking at it. So just pop it onto the paper towel and it's gonna just soak up some of that grease. Okay, so there's that arancini all cooked, nice and crispy. You can hear that, just how crunchy they are on the outside. They're gonna be absolutely beautiful. I'm just gonna show you quickly how I'd like to plate it. So over here, I've got some arrabbiata sauce. Now that recipe is in my book, What Vegans Eat. So if you wanna check that one out, definitely worth a purchase, over 100 tasty vegan recipes. So what I do is a couple of spoonfuls of the arrabbiata sauce right in the center of your plate. Beautiful. And then you just want 2 or 3 just popped on top of the sauce. There you go. Nice and simple. You can go in with a bit of green if you want to. I'm gonna keep it really, really simple today. Little pinch of salt. That is gonna be absolutely delicious. Really, really crunchy on the outside. A beautiful, cheesy tasting risotto on the inside. It's an absolute taste sensation. Give it a go at home. You can see how easy it is to make. Please leave me a comment below. Make sure you like and subscribe. And until next time, friends, be nice to each other and goodbye. Delicious.